Let's journey into one of the most mysterious parts of your life, the strange, powerful, and let's be honest, utterly bizarre world of your dreams.
Okay, I want to kick things off with a pretty wild question from Neuroscience's Dr. Matt Walker. And it's this: did you know that last night, while you were sound asleep, you were, in his words, flagrantly psychotic? Now, before you dismiss that idea, just think about it. Every single night, you experience the 5 key symptoms of a clinical psychotic state. First, you hallucinate. You see things that just aren't there. Then you become delusional, believing totally impossible things are real. You're completely disoriented, with no real sense of time or place. Your emotions are all over the map. And to top it all off, you wake up with amnesia, forgetting almost the entire experience. So what on earth is going on inside our heads?
Well, to understand this nightly madness, we've got to peek inside the brain during the stage of sleep where most of this happens, REM sleep. That stands for rapid eye movement, of course.
When we look at brain scans, we see something just incredible. During REM sleep, the parts of our brain that control our vision and our movement are fired up. I mean, they're just as active, sometimes even more active than when we're wide awake.
And at the very same time, our memory hubs, like the hippocampus, and our core emotional centers, like the amygdala, they are blazing with activity. You put all that together, and you get the rich, emotional, memory-filled movie we call a dream.
But here's the real kicker. This is the part that explains all the weirdness. The prefrontal cortex, that's the bit of your brain right behind your forehead that's in charge of rational thought, logic, being a sensible adult, it basically goes offline. It's suppressed. And that right there is why our dreams are so illogical and bizarre.
So that begs the question, right? If our brain goes to all this trouble to create this wild, illogical movie every night, there has to be a reason. What is the point of all this?
Well, one of the most powerful theories is that dreaming is a form of overnight therapy. It's like we're getting emotional first aid, absolutely free, every single night.
So here's how it seems to work. The dream takes these difficult, even painful memories, and it gently strips away their intense emotional charge. It's not that you forget the memory itself. Instead, the dream acts like a soothing balm, taking away that sharp, painful sting. This lets us process what happened and actually move on.
And this isn't just a nice idea. There's real science here. A landmark study followed people who were going through incredibly painful divorces, and what they found a year later was amazing. The only people who had truly recovered from their depression were the ones who had dreamt about their experience. Dreaming about the tough stuff was literally necessary to heal.
But it's not just about therapy. Dreams are also this incredible creative cauldron. There is space where our brain can solve problems in ways it just can't when we're awake. I absolutely love this analogy from Dr. Walker. He says that when you're awake, your logical brain is like Google. It gives you the most obvious results, right there on page 1. But in the dream state, your brain starts making these wild, distant connections. It goes straight to page 35 of the search results, finding these bizarre but often brilliant solutions.
And this all comes down to brain chemistry. During REM sleep, a key stress chemical called noradrenaline is completely shut off in your brain. This makes all your brain circuits way less rigid, and it allows for what scientists call fuzzy logic. It's the perfect state for smashing together totally different ideas to spark real creativity.
Okay, so dreaming heals us and makes us more creative. But what if you could take the wheel? This brings us to the final and maybe the most mind-bending frontier of all. Lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreaming is, at its core, pretty simple. It's just the act of realizing that you're dreaming while the dream is still happening. It's that moment where your brain goes, wait a second, this is a dream. And for a lot of people, that awareness is the key that unlocks the ability to control the dream, to become the director of your own show.
But this idea, it's actually pretty controversial. Some scientists worry that if you take control, you might be messing with those natural therapeutic functions we just talked about. Some lucid dreamers even say they feel less refreshed when they wake up. But on the other hand, it offers a literal universe where you can explore and do the impossible. You could fly.
So this is the really big question we're left with. Our dreams have evolved over millions of years to do these critical jobs, healing our emotions and sparking our creativity. So should we step in and try to become the director of that ancient, powerful natural process? The answer isn't clear, and it's definitely something to think about the next time you drift off to sleep.